Well, I guess with that, how about you talk about how we can get in the game?
Get in the game.
Get in the
Stay
game.
there.
And little support the podcast maybe would be nice.
Yeah, backups,
to learn how to do that.
If
you want to support the podcast,
yep.
you can do it.
Yeah.
And this is how.
Yeah, there's some cool ways. If you don't know already, I would say with supporting this podcast, support yourself. I think that because if you're incapable, if you're not capable of supporting yourself, how can you support podcasts?
That's
or
true.
how can you support others?
That is
right?
true.
So
that is a
with
true
that, and yeah.
By the way, we got mixed reviews from the last podcast. I had said something along the lines of, "Hey, does this take too long?"
Yeah.
Actually, we didn't get mixed reviews.
I think
the only reviews we got were positive.
Yeah.
Now there might be some people that just didn't say anything because they were trying to be kind and gentle.
Yeah.
So that's fine. Mm-hmm. They press stop right now. The rest of the people that are kind of like the little
deep in the game.
They're deep in the game.
Yeah. And that's a good, well, in a way, and there were some good points that they brought up because, I forget who said it, but they were like, there's some nuggets in there.
Yeah, no, we don't stop trying to learn.
Yeah.
While we're talking about things that help us, right?
Correct.
We're still trying to figure some stuff out.
Yeah.
There's some nuggets of information in there that might be dropped at any time.
Yeah. And even if not, that's part of the reason why I put the guide, on YouTube.
Oh, yeah. So people this is the guys are done talking about this stuff, so just turn it off.
So if it's like, the internet stuff, I'll just skip that part.
Yeah.
You can skip it, and it'll tell you where to skip to. So
both options are there.
Yeah.
Because some people might just want to take everything they can from the podcast.
That's why I put, the timestamp for all the subjects.
Yeah.
Because, look, I like to assume that 100% of the people, everybody, 10 out of 10, like every single word of the podcast. And they like every single subject, and they like, I like to think that. But in the event of that not being the case, I don't want them to be all this, well, I got to sit through Echo talking about, Amazon click-throughs and on it, so they have the option. I think that's important.
Yeah.
We're all here. We're working together. I feel like we're all in this together, We don't need the one guy being, hey, I have a different opinion than you. I have that right. And then now I got to sit through the stuff that you guys like.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
All right. Well, I think we're taking care of both sides then.
Sure. So, and to do that, of course, like I said, you support yourself. Supplementation, if you're into it. And here's the thing, where I didn't think that like krill oil was supplementation. Here's the thing, it is. And it helps.
Because you're now on the krill oil.
I'm on the krill oil, and I've reaped its benefits. And my wife's dad was talking about krill oil from, fish oil. No, not fish oil. Fish oil is good. Don't get it wrong. It's outstanding. But
fish oil's okay.
You know what's better? Krill oil. This is what he would say all the time. And I'm like, yeah. He's kind of, one of these health like guys.
Mm-hmm.
And
the old man
as
was
it
right.
turns out,
the old man was right.
Yeah. So krill oil from On It, of course. Yep. That's the main one. They have like the quality stuff.
Mm-hmm. Don't get the cheap stuff.
No, don't. And one might think, oh yeah, of course, I'm not gonna go get the cheap stuff. Like what? But here's the thing: with supplements, like there is cheap stuff. There's like stuff that straight up doesn't work. Like you might as well be taking like chalk condensed into pills. It's true, absolutely true.
Chalk, you said.
Yeah.
Okay. Don't do that.
Because it's not like, I don't know, something about it being a supplement. It's not regular. I don't know, something. But On It is all legit. Like it has the literature, all that stuff, like where they get it. Even the krill oil is like.
You're so excited about where the krill oil comes from always.
That's a deal. Like I said, we're all in this together.
You're about to tell us about the environmentally
eco-friendly
friendly
ships. Yep.
See, you love that.
That was kind of a cool video too. You can see it.
Yeah. No, I like that. Obviously left an impression on you.
Big time.
And for you to say something's a cool video, that's a pretty good compliment.
That means
you kind of like cool videos and make them. At least we hope that you make them.
I tell myself that, yeah, sure.
Because a lot of times we don't make them. You don't make them. Sometimes you make one every 3 months. And then how do we feel about that world? We don't feel really good about it.
Yeah. All right. There you go. I mean, I take your point fully. But back to the krill oil. It's good. Anyway.
What else?
The krill oil, Warrior Bars, Shroom Tech for performance. If you want the edge, That sounds like kind of commercially, but for real. If you want the edge, if you want to get the edge,
If you want, you can do Alpha Brain too.
Alpha Brain,
Get the mind working.
mental edge, yeah. Anyway, and you can get 10% off. You can support your wallet, which is good too. Go to onit.com/Jocko. Boom. Also, a cool way, a good way, legit way, doesn't cost you anything. Way to support this podcast, reinforce this podcast, and be in the game.
Let's face it. It's much better to be in the game.
In the game fully. And here, how's this? And this is on a side note from this. So, like people will go to like a motivational seminar or something,
Yep.
like this, or listen to a motivational speech.
My motivational seminar would be 3 minutes long.
Yeah. So there's this like part of your brain where, it seeks something and then you get the payoff, and then it's basically a sense of satisfaction. So you can seek no more. So you're satisfied. So people seeking inspiration and motivation, they'll go to a speech or a seminar or something like this, and they'll consume the speech or the motivational video or whatever.
But they're spectating.
They're watching it.
They're spectating.
Yeah, the
right?
speech, sure. Yeah. So the whole
That's a lot different.
Really, the big picture should be, I'm going to see this speech, motivation video, whatever. I'm going to be inspired, motivated. Now I'm going to go take action, right? But to take action, you still have to have a need, that needs to be satisfied. But people, they'll view or whatever, consume the speech.
Mm-hmm.
And they will be satisfied because they see the speech and they don't take action.
Yeah,
and here's the thing.
That's not good.
The next speech that comes into town, or the next motivational video on YouTube, it is the next one.
Yeah.
Or the next time, whoever the person is, I don't know, Tony Robbins or whoever, next time they're coming to town, they're going to go for that good stuff that they got last time. They left real satisfied with, hearing that, viewing that speech. They go, they do it again. They get that sense of satisfaction, still taking no action, by the way.
Not good.
So it's like, it's a messed up cycle.
Well, I think the big difference there is that those, literally, you're watching.
Yeah.
And you're spectating.
Yeah.
As opposed to getting in the game.
In the game. Yeah. And see,
that's a big difference.
That was really my whole point, where, I'm going to listen to you. You're not saying, you are saying get after, but you're not saying you can do it. You're not saying that kind of stuff, and I know it goes beyond.
I'm actually not saying you can do it. I'm actually saying do it.
Yeah, exactly right. But that's the thing. So really, the whole message, whatever it may be, I don't know, don't eat donuts, all this stuff is.
The big message here is don't eat donuts. I think you're 100% right.
There's a bunch of messages, but the key there to the whole message is you got to do it.
Yeah.
It's not like you can do it. And you're like, hey, I can do it. I feel good about that fact. I'm good. But this is like, you got to go out and do that. You can't just watch.
Okay. I think I'm convinced.
I'm
ready to get in the game.
I'm saying that's the difference.
And so you're saying that Amazon.
Before you do Amazon shopping, click through the website, jockopodcast.com. Little Amazon link.
It definitely helps. And also, we're all going to be all up on Amazon for Christmas.
Yeah.
For the holiday season. For whatever it is you're going to celebrate when school's off for 2 weeks and you got to buy a bunch of people presents. Yeah, during that time period, that's a good time to support the podcast. Doesn't cost you anything. You click through Amazon and you make your purchases.
The key there is to remember it. Like, you need some kind of cue. Put in your bookmarks or something like that. Some kind of cue. That's good. That's the key right there, I think. The rest is it just kind of, takes care of itself. Anyway, and then you can subscribe, of course, on iTunes and YouTube and Stitcher, Google Play.
Yep.
Yeah.
Wherever you might get your podcast from, subscribe.
Yeah, just subscribe.
Write a review.
Yeah. Yeah, those are good, man. The reviews. Yeah, those are solid. I like when people get creative. I encourage that for sure. For sure. And then of course, look, if you wear t-shirts, if you wear hoodies, you drink coffee or tea of any kind, or white tea. Anyway, jockostore.com, you can buy some cool shirts if you think they're cool. Look at them. There's going to be more to them than meets the eye. You're just looking at them. But if you like how they look, Maybe look into that one. But here's the thing, though. I'm making like it's so mysterious. Like, oh, there's all these layers. How I always say.
Yeah.
On the hoodie, one side says discipline, other side says freedom. If you pay attention, there's a little equal sign.
Yeah.
And it's a barcode.
Yeah.
That's made into equal sign. Someone hit me on Twitter, said, "Hey, you're talking about the layers. Is this equal sign a layer? You know?
Yeah.
Like, is this a little hidden thing?"
Hey, you're gonna leave us here in suspense?
Yeah, it is a hidden thing. It's not that big of a deal, but
it's a small deal.
It's like a double okay, here it is. So the font, right?
Yes.
Jocko chose the font.
Yes.
Before any of this thing started, Jocko chose the font.
Yeah, because I made the Jocko podcast, despite you being a massive, skills with all those programs that do all the design, and you have a great graphics mind and all that stuff. Despite all that, I just made the little thing, the little Jocko podcast symbol, and I made it on PowerPoint. And when it came time to pick the font, I chose this font called OCR.
Yep.
Optical something recognition.
Yeah.
Optical, because in my mind, I'm always like, okay, part machine.
Right.
I'm part machine, so this font can be read by machines.
Yep.
That is why
original.
That is why I use this font.
Yeah. So yeah, and you can look at that. I don't know if you told me to look it up, but you said it. You were like, "Oh yeah, it's cool." I was like, "Oh dang!" So I looked it up, and yeah, sure enough, it's the first font that they made that computers can read.
Yes, that's right. That is what it is. That's why I chose it.
I'm like, "Oh, this guy's deep." So I'm like, "All right." So the barcode is just kind of yet another thing, like the computer's going to be reading your shirt kind of thing.
You're a machine.
Yeah. Well, you're wearing a
You're a
machine readable thing.
You're a machine.
Yes, you're wearing
That's
it.
what it is.
So you can get read by a computer. So that's kind of the little layer. I mean, that's just more of like a fun thing for sure.
Small layer.
But anyway, yeah. Again, Jocko store, that's where all the stuff is. Cool rash guards that, hey man, we made the claim 19% improvement.
Mm-hmm.
That is yet to be refuted so far, as far as feedback that I've been getting. Anyway, if you want your improvement, because you know what though, I think that there is legitimacy, like actually full.
Well, somebody put an article on today about how it compresses the muscle, increases circulation, so you actually get the legit improvement.
Hey, Brad, I don't know all the science behind it, but
bro science.
Yeah, no, but you know what it is? You know how you were saying, when you put on like a uniform.
Oh yeah, you get a little. Yeah. This is a ritual. Back to the ritual conversation.
Yeah, kind of. And it's like almost like it's weird. Like when I was young, when I played football, I was 11 years old and we got new shoes. Football season's here. New shoes. Oh, I couldn't wait to go to practice.
I'm going to be faster.
After a few months, man, my shoes are dirty. Oh, I hate practice. But you get new shoes. You want to go practice. You get new workout gear. You're like, dang, I'm going to go. You get a new rash guard. You want to go train in your new rash. You get a new gi.
You want to train.
Yeah. So that's maybe a factor as well.
There's a little placebo.
Yeah, placebo.
Placebo, sorry.
Yeah.
Placebo factor.
Yeah. I call it getting after it. So yeah, jockostore.com. With some women's stuff, some women's t-shirts coming out soon.
Oh. Now that you say that, they better be actually coming out soon.
I know. I think my clock is counting down, my Debbie clock. Debbie gave me like a countdown.
Oh, and how long?
A deadline. A straight up deadline. Yeah. She gave me 1 month. So.
She's leading up the chain of command, by the way.
Yeah. Respect on that one. But
you can also get some Jocko white tea if you want to drink some tea that tastes really good. If you haven't tried it yet, it doesn't taste like tea and it doesn't taste like anything else. It tastes like something really good. So give it a shot. And a lot of people have replaced every other beverage in their diet with Jocko white tea. And on top of that, we got a little something new coming out that can be used for tea or for coffee or for milk or for cream. And it's a big old mug. So those will be on Amazon. And the mug is just a big black mug. And then written on the mug it just says, get after it. So
yep.
You can get one of those. It also says approved.
Yeah.
It was approved, in fact, by me. So you get those mugs, and they're pretty cool. And then also you get the book Extreme Ownership, which I wrote with my brother Leif Babin. And pick it up. You know what? A lot of what I dig is when people buy it for themselves, and then 3 days later, after they get done reading it, they buy 4 more for the people that are on their team, and then they buy one for their boss, and then they buy one for the 5 people that are in their peers team, and they just spread the word because they want to make their life easier by having people getting after it all around them and taking extreme ownership. And if you do want to kind of keep cruising with, with Echo Charles and myself, you can find us actually on the interwebs. On Twitter, also on Instagram, and also we are kind of all up on the Facebookie. If you want to get that, Echo's at Echo Charles, and I am at Jocko Willink.